Good afternoon, YouTube. I had some viewer requests for an update video on my solar power system. So the last 5 months, I've been meeting my goal of producing at least 1/3 of my own power. This, in turn, has kept my utility power below the 300 kilowatt hour per month baseline level. Well, all except the last month, that is. I record my meter readings the first of every month. The utility reads the meters around the 20th, plus or minus a few days. The last billing period was 32 days. Their total was 303 kilowatt hours. So you win some and you lose some. For the year so far, if I total up my DC and AC energy production, I've broken the 1 megawatt hour barrier with 1.1 megawatt hours total. That's quite a milestone. Just as a comparison, here's a shot of my electric bill from 5 years ago. I was using 25 to 29 kilowatt hours per day, or 750 to 1,000 kilowatt hours a month back then, with the electric portion of my bill averaging $90 a month. Now that same portion of my bill is around $30, or a savings of $60 a month over what I used to pay. The dollar figure shown on my chart right here is the value of the energy produced at my current utility rates. It doesn't reflect the actual savings over where I started several years ago. Adding up the reduced electric bills gives a savings of 5 to 6 times the value of the raw energy I produced. Granted, that savings isn't all from solar power. Much of it comes from other conservation measures. For example, replacing inefficient lights with LEDs and replacing older computers with newer energy efficient models. I've also combined efficiency upgrades with solar power, such as my kitchen lighting. I've covered this in another video, which I'll link in here. This was a case of converting some lighting to LEDs, observing the reduction in the power bill, then thinking, I'll bet I could run those lights off a 12-volt solar battery and drop the bill even more. Let's run a wire over here and give it a shot. The important thing I learned since getting into solar is considering energy consumption on a daily basis. Before, I only thought about that once a month when I paid the utility bill, if I even looked at that number at all. Now I'm trying to be aware of every watt of power being used and thinking of ways to either reduce it or convert it to solar power. So there are 2 ways to look at the value of the solar power produced. One is a straight kilowatt hour to kilowatt hour basis at the rate your utility charges. The other is how much your electric bill is reduced as a result of solar and increased awareness. In my case, I produce around $11 a month of electricity. That's $130 a year, and the payback time of my system would be decades. But if I'm saving $720 a year on my electric bill, the payback is well under 5 years. Yes, I could have done a conventional grid-tied system and just let the net metering take care of the debits and credits. With that type of system, I don't think I would have focused on energy conservation side of the equation as much. I also wouldn't have any sort of backup power solution that I'm constantly working toward with my current system. After all, everything that I convert over to solar power is automatically on my backup power system. Anyway, I wanted to give an update on my home solar power system. It's been working great. I still have a lot of plans for it, so stay tuned to this channel for upgrades as things progress. And as always, thanks for watching.